Alright, cool. What's up, guys? So today is day 7 on the road on building that $1 million trading portfolio. Before we start this video, thank you guys. We finally hit that 500 subscriber. We've been, on the road on building this YouTube channel as well. I've been having this YouTube channel for like about 2 or 3 years already. Mostly that I post in here was breakdown videos, but this year I decided to take another step and start, documenting my journey between either, online business and as well with trading. In this case, we're going to be talking about trading, which is one of my main goals this year. Not really focus on my online business, just focusing on, building my trading craft. So as you guys know, obviously this year my goal is to build a $1 million trading portfolio through funded accounts. And today's video, we're just gonna go over the trade that I took this morning, which made me $770, which was a very nice trade with YM. Taking a look at the trade right now, right? It did hit my final take profit, right, which was a 1 to 3 risk to reward. That's pretty much where we secured our profits. Price session did come back into that area of interest once again, and then rejected it, and then had a very nice dump to the downside. If I would have re-entered this trade, and I would have targeted the next lows, this trade over here would have been a nice 1 to 7 risk to reward, which would have definitely made me over $1,000, over 1,000 plus, right? So in this account, right, we're in the second phase account. We already passed the first challenge, right? We're in the second account. We're almost done with this one. We're currently up with this account 2,600 bucks. So we're almost there, right? We're almost passing that second account. So just gonna show you guys very quick the setup that we took this morning with YM. Same exact trade that I took with my VIP team this morning, which is US30, which we did hit a 1 to 2 risk to reward. Now again, I am not home, guys, so I very apologize. So I'm gonna give you guys again, that really ugly breakdown video. Trying to do my best so you guys can understand. Promise you guys once I get home, especially since we did hit that 500 subscriber, we're gonna take this even more serious. Once I get home, I'll give you guys, obviously a better quality setups and everything. We have the computers, we have everything that we need over there at home. So yeah, so once we're done there, we're gonna do that. Currently right now it is 10:50 in the afternoon, well, at night. It's very cold where I'm staying at right now. So look at this, the weather. So look at that, we're at -1. Look at that, -1 is where we're at right now, which is insane. Wow. But that's what it is. So I'm gonna give you guys this breakdown very quick, show it to you guys. All right, so over here is a setup that we took this morning, which is with YM. As you guys can see, they secured a very nice 1 to 3 risk to reward trade, 150 points versus 50 points, right, which is the risk to reward. So this setup was very simple. Just gonna give you guys an overall breakdown. Let me just delete this and redo it with you guys so you guys can understand exactly what was the setup all about. So if we're looking at US30 on higher time frames, right, if we're looking at it, well, in this case YM, right, if we look at it at the higher time frame, you guys can currently see, price session switch of structure, right? Obviously it is not 100% confirmed yet, but you guys can obviously see the potentially of price session forming that, right? So if you guys look at the previous structures, you guys can understand that price obviously have been in a very bullish structure, heading to the upside, creating simple higher highs and higher lows, right? Price session, if we currently look at it, what happened, I believe this was the beginning of December, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so if you look at it at December, this is where price session formed the last previous highs, right? Once we formed this last previous highs, what happens next? We started dropping all the way to the downside, forming these lows over here, which this lows over here happened like in the middle, but last few weeks or last week on this month of January, this is where price session pretty much respected these lows over here, right? So we came here, we swept these lows and respected, pretty much causing the bullish market to start heading back to the upside, right? This was a setup that we took last week as well, which was this buy position. If we go into the daily time frame, right, there's one level that I want you guys to focus, which pretty much where I took off my trade today. So if we go over here at the 4-hour time frame, right, I want you guys to pretty much pay attention to these zones over here. If you guys look left, what do we have? We have area of support. So we have support, we have support, we have support and support, right? So you guys obviously understand the idea of how to trade, support and resistance. Whenever price session is trading under an area of support, right, usually what we wait for is obviously pullbacks towards those zones to then retest it so you can potentially hold it as an area of resistance so that we can start heading back to the downside. So if we look back at my setup, this is pretty much the same exact setup that I took, right? You guys can see that price action did come into this area of support, which we did see some rejection towards these zones, which price action did manage to hold under as an area of resistance, right? Now, the way to trade support and resistance, right? This is one of the videos that I do want to make very bad, because this is pretty much how my whole entire setup plays out, right? But when I make this video, I want to obviously be home so I can give you guys a better understanding of everything, steps to how to trade this system over here. Support and resistance, a lot of people do get it wrong due to the fact that they think that obviously you're selling and buying at an area of support or resistance, right? So they think that just because you're in an area of resistance means that you're going to sell the market, or if you're in an area of support, you're simply going to buy the market, right? Obviously, you know, that is the idea, but it does not trade just like exactly how it sounds like, right? Just because it's at resistance doesn't mean exactly you need to sell, or just because price is at support doesn't mean that you need to buy, right? There's more deep into that, which I definitely want to make a video for you guys about, which is going over the system, the strategy that I use on a daily basis, right? Same exact trade that I use with my VIP team as well, same set of system that I teach as well. So definitely want to make a video list so you guys can understand exactly what is my strategy with support and resistance that I've been using. I've been using the same exact strategy back since 2021. The only difference that has changed is obviously just applying more into my systems, but the same exact strategy, right? The strategy over here has been very, very profitable for me. So pretty much that's exactly what we took this morning, right? We did take some sells towards this area of resistance. So we go down into the lower time frame. The only two things that I waited for this morning was two simple things, right? Once price action comes at this area of interest, right, which in this case an area of support, I'm gonna wait for two things, which is one, rejection towards these zones, right? Meaning once price action does reject this area, I need to see that price action can at least trade under these zones. The second thing that I waited for was for a bearish confirmation, which in this case is gonna be a bearish candle. So if I go into the 5-minute time frame, check this out. What do we have? We have a pullback towards these zones, we have rejection, and we do see that price action does maintain under these area of interest, right? Go into the 1-minute time frame. What is going to be my entry? Once we saw those rejection, my entry was this bearish candle closure, which is also a very strong bearish candle closure under this area of interest, right? Which is this very nice candle. If we go into the 15-minute time frame, right, you guys can also see how price action did close a very nice bearish candle under these structures over here. Same thing on the 5-minute time frame, we did close very nice under this area of interest. Enter the market right over here. My take profit was all the way back down into these lows over here. So we go into the 1-minute time frame, take profit was back down into these lows over here, right? This lows over here happened during the New York Open, so these are New York Open lows. And then we also put our stop loss above these highs over here, which obviously target a very nice 1-3 risk to reward. So it's a very simple setup. Those were the only two things that I was looking for. Yes, I do also have other ways to enter the market, but today's market was very, very simple. Other ways to enter markets, which I definitely want to make a video about it as well, which is my entry confirmations, right? But you guys have seen it from the previous video. Usually whenever price is at an area of interest, let's say in this sells, right, we usually go down into lower time frame. We wait for three things, right, which is rejection, break of structure, and discounts, which are pullbacks, right? So once we do see that price action pulls back towards the area of interest, right, let's say something just like this, pulls back to the area of interest, right, we'll go down into lower time frame, and what we're simply waiting for is for a break of structure slash switch of structure of this previous trend over here, which is going to be on the lower time frame, right? Remember that every single time frame is going to have its own trend. So in this case, for our entry confirmation, we are trading on the 1-minute time frame trend, right? So it's something that we're just pretty much fighting with to look for the exact entry. So usually whenever price switches structure, we usually wait for price action to break under a previous higher low. So if market was doing something like this, I'm waiting for something like this, break under these previous higher lows. Once price action managed to break under these previous higher lows, we usually place our Fibonacci from this point back down over here, and we're waiting for price action to give us a discount towards 0.618 towards 0.5 as well, which is going to be the golden zone. So I wait for price action to come back, retest these areas. Once we do see rejection and a bearish candle closure, this is where I'm going to enter the market. My stop loss is going to be above these previous highs, and then my take profit is obviously going to be back down to any previous lows or a 1 to 3 risk to reward. So something just like this. This is pretty much how I enter every single trade. In today's trade, the only difference was that we didn't wait for the pullback, where we just enter as an explosive trade, which is, you know, it's a high risk trade, but it's also part of my strategy as well. So I got two ways to enter the market. And as well, remember, everyone is always going to have different strategy, different way to approach the market. The whole key when it comes to trading is just you guys understanding your risk tolerance, right? If you guys understand entry, strategy, etc., that's fine, but the big part of the game is just understanding how you manage your risk properly. So this is one of my areas to enter the market, plus the one that I entered today. Again, I'm not home, but once I get home, definitely gonna give you guys a very nice video of my strategy and how I enter the market.